there. Oh my god.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm joined by Raphael Neven, SFRTTV.
All that.
You guys had quite a weekend.
Yes, I'm tired.
We're all very dead from back-to-back regionals across multiple countries. And yeah, you guys, you took like 4 spots into regionals, so...
Yeah, I think you got 5th twice.
I got 5th today and 5th yesterday.
Yeah, I got 4th yesterday at the Cologne regional, which was like 223 players, and today was like 70 something, right?
78.
Yes, and we should also mention that we played the same deck, and Herman also played the same deck yesterday and got first place at his regional. So the deck did very well this weekend.
That's
deck was busted.
Doing good in 3 different countries.
Exactly.
I got 9th today, which was a bit unfortunate for tiebreakers.
It is. It is what it is. Alright, cool. Yeah, you guys played the Brave Pile.
Yes.
You've innovated quite a bit on it last night, so to speak.
Yeah, so I've been working on this for a while with Herman mainly, and like some other people of the WAF Discord. So big shout outs to them. So we were a bit divided because like one of our other friends, Gabe, basically innovated the base deck, which is also a 60 card pile with like Scythe and Mermer and stuff like that, and it's very explosive and has like arguably more options, like and it's definitely, the end board is more impressive for sure. However, we chose like a different approach by adding more cards, but mainly just adding more hand traps and more cards that basically do the same thing, basically still let you play and work towards like Hulk. So we didn't add any more of the bricks that are required to play like more explosive things like Scythe or the DPE bricks. We just added like more cards that did the same plus more hand traps, because right now it's super toxic. Right now, if you go second and your opponent activated Rise, you just go plus so much. Like you need 2 hand traps to like stop the field potentially. This build's working very well for us all. So, anything else to add?
Yeah, I really didn't like the 60 cards at first, but like I was on the one I took to Dordrecht, like 41 card list. It didn't play Cardmarket and didn't play like more hand traps. But Rough Friday night kind of convinced me to play Cardmarket, since it makes Vessel like such a good card in this deck. It makes going second also like
Vessel, if you
better.
Vessel like gives you a tuner and an extender basically, and the normal list they play the Tenyis, but our list plays like 15 plus cards. Like you have all the Tenyis and then you have like 9 other cards that make Vessel live.
All the normal monsters.
And all the normal monsters and all the spells that get normal monsters in Carbonate. And so like, and if you resolve Vessel, even going second, you have quite a good chance of like breaking the field, because you just get access to all the Tenyis. So that's what I like the most about this list, is that you Vessel is so much more live. Let's just get into it.
Before we go into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out now our Neven TCG on Cardmarket, which is Raphael's Cardmarket account. And don't forget to follow Suffer on both Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Link will always be in the description down below. Let's jump in it.
So first of all, it's just a Brave Engine. This is super standard. I've played around with like multiple Faithfuls, and I'm actually a fan of it, but there's actually, even though it's kind of silly, it's 60 cards, there's not a lot of space to like cut, in my opinion. So one was fine, to be honest, but I'm not like opposed to the idea of playing more of these.
It's quite okay. It gives you a normal monster, which like turns on half your deck.
These cards are quite decent. Hand traps. Sadly, these are very important to play this format. These are all the ones we mained. I think the only, I mean, this version, I think Imperm is not super standard. I don't, like, it's not a monster, it's not a tuner like Vader, so like sometimes it is kind of weird, but we were both like kind of afraid of Flunder, right?
Yeah, Flunder's, yeah, you'll see it in a bit, but Flunder was like our most feared matchup for some reason.
Yeah, it's just like there's
very unwinnable if they have like a normal.
If
hand.
it starts rolling, it's very hard. Like that deck is not, in my opinion, very good for an event because it isn't super consistent. But it has a lot of auto win buttons, like definitely like Shifter. It's just like you can randomly lose games through it, and it's very hard to like play against it. And same goes for like barrier statue if you don't have an out or some stuff like that. So we definitely like respected the matchup a lot, both in the main and side, because also that deck is like super prevalent on regional level. Like you probably have your own locals full of Flunder players because the deck is cheap, easy to play, and super accessible. So I think it's very fair to have more outs your main deck for that deck. And to be fair, like Imperm is also fine in the mirror because, like, to be fair, the only hand trap that does a lot is Nibiru, but only if you pair with it on a hand trap, because on its own none of these do enough. So you need to have a high picked hand trap like Nib, or like you could also play Droll, I think. But even then, all of those only do something if you pair with another one. That's how shit the format is right now. So you need a high count of hand traps anyway. So it wasn't bad at all.
I feel like Imperm also filled some spots in certain matchups for like DPE and stuff.
Yeah, you can draw this as 6 cards.
Yeah, yesterday it came up quite a lot that I drew either Imperm or like it would be better to draw an Imperm than, for example, a draw if we would play it, or I don't know what we were playing before, but like any other hand trap, because you can just negate the DPE and then start comboing with your Tenyis.
Yeah. For the starters, triple Carbonet, and then we have the Rose engine. Yeah, this card's very good in my opinion. Like, I like it a lot more than Sangen. I saw people play that as well. The only argument above like this, it's like Sangen above this, is that it doesn't lose the Lancia, but like this card just turns on the Vessel, and because we also play Unexpected Dice like an extender, so it does a lot more. Discarding this of like Fateful is pretty good as well. And it's a really good starter because this is like a 1-card combo anyway, so
it also worked out with the Flunder matchup eventually.
Well, this one summons in defense, so like.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
still with the Unexpected Die in the deck.
Yeah.
I never cheated.
But yeah, the fact that this card lets you run Unexpected Die, I think that was Ivan who mentioned that in our Discord, like the first time we played it. I'm not sure. But anyway, like that just makes like the entire appeal of this card a lot better. And then the Rose Dragons, of course, like stupid. For the Tenyis, fairly standard. We cut one of these because it's not level 7, but you need at least 2 for like the loop. And then the normal monsters. 1 Flammable Guard. You need a tuner and a level 4 non-tuner. The tuner most of the time for going first, and then the level 4 non-tuner usually for going second if you want to make Yazi and pop something of your own. So we play the boy Luster Dragon. You can explain this one.
Yeah, there's not really much explanation. You were playing Alexandrite Dragon before, because it was the biggest attack level 4. And Herman played the Dragon Dwelling in the Deep or something.
Because he couldn't find Alexandrite.
Yeah, he couldn't find Alexandrite Dragon. But yesterday evening I was playtesting against Flunder a lot. And it came up quite a lot. Like I had Die, or I had like Foolish, or a way to get like your normal monster access, and he always kept chaining his trap and then just summoning the barrier statue, and I was just losing every game because of that. And so I went on like Neuron, looked at cards, and this card is a Wind, which came up. So you messaged someone at the venue. He had 2 Luster Dragons.
I also ordered TP super rares.
Yeah, we're now proud owners of tournament back super rare Luster Dragons.
TLDR, like this card plus like any level 3 outs like the board they make usually, because they have like Empen their barrier statue. You just summon this with the Unexpected Die, kill the barrier, and then you summon any level 3 tuner, make Yazi in defense, like pop and go off.
Yeah.
So like your engine kind of like starts beating their engine. Will like normally their engine is pretty good against your engine. So and yeah, so like this card definitely is the correct level 4 to play, I guess.
It's Luster Dragon.
The 2 Tenyis, Sword Souls. Still very much a fan of Moi.
I rolled Moi like 5 times.
And then the 1 Despot.
You know, I did today as well.
Yeah, oh my god.
Spells, pretty Unexpected Die, very, very strong extender. It's amazing because it doesn't conflict with the Tenyi, so you can just use it first. It's so sick.
Like you use it under the barrier statue, bro.
And that as well, yeah. Triple E-Tally. Even without the punch, I think it's pretty good in this. Also, like going second, sometimes it's just good too, because you can just like use it, summon Ghost Ogre, and then Ghost Ogre Tracer with like Griffin. So that's pretty good as well. And then like one of the best cards in the deck, probably is Vessel. so sick. Going first, second, you just like go. This card gives them so much pressure. Like it's sick.
Yeah, you have to negate it basically.
Yeah.
If they don't, you know you win.
And then we have Foolish, of course, Basil, which is one of like the few bricks the deck has. And then we play Crossout.
You'll buy Crossout now.
Yeah, this card, no joke, was again like very insane. I think every time like the format is kind of like defined, this card just suddenly becomes really good. Because I was a big fan of it as well in last format when like we got the last YC with the Swordsoul deck, like, and now again like because Brave is in every deck, there's hand traps in every deck, and even though this deck plays pretty well through like one hand trap, sometimes two as well, depending on which one it is. If you have this as well, like this is kind of insane to like sometimes you need to choose a line to not lose to two hand traps, but if you just have this, you can just go for the better line. And our deck, like I said, doesn't just end on something game winning. Like we don't end on Scythe or whatever. We just end on like a good board with multiple negates and interruptions. Oh, oops. So if you have to choose the line to like leave Griffon up, if you suspecting them after signing to have like a billion hand traps, then Crossout makes that even safer. And if they don't use hand traps and you play a deck with Brave or whatever, it just becomes a negate for most of the things. So like even against Flunder, I just negated Ashes and like Imperms and stuff like that. That's another reason why the Imperm in the main deck was pretty good.
Yeah.
So
it's also for siding. You can just side in like a Token Collector going first, not insta lose to that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of this card as well. Against Pure Swordsoul as well, because you can just banish the blackout. So I think Herman was also like a really big fan of this card. He told me, like he said, it really overperformed in his regional too.
Alright, so that's 60 cards.
Yeah, 60 is new 41.
Okay, it's a
You heard
statement.
it here first. Anyway, so, the extract's super standard, I think. You have the Almaraz instead of the Draco Berserker. Formula. We almost cut this, but
no.
glad we didn't. Like that came up a lot.
You came up to me like we want to cut Formula, we want to play a long one, and we want to play the new level 10.
Yeah, and you said no.
The card came up so much.
Yeah, no, and that was definitely the correct move. Yeah, nothing else to say about this. I think all of these are very much necessary.
Alright, anything spicy in this side?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like DD Crow, big fan of DD Crow. Won me like an entire game on its own. Like was sick against like compare with other hand traps. And now that more decks are gonna play DP, I think I might even want to add a third because base of course plays DP, but now Prankist starts playing DP too, and like you have Striker that plays DP. You have the Eldritch deck, so I think Crow is definitely getting better and better in the format as we proceed with every deck just adding DP. On Token Collector, not just for like Crossout, but also just to send off Snow against Pure Swordsoul because it's of Riser, because it's just better than Snow in that matchup, I guess. Valencia, same thing for like Mirror. If you suspect them of putting that in, it's good to have it for Crossout, and otherwise it's just a decent hand trap against them. Decent going second, nothing. And then this, you can explain your fear for the birds.
I'm just scared of Thunder, man. Like, I liked all, these were all like Gamma, that's all fine, it's all going second stuff.
These nuts.
Oh my god, how dare you. Cyclone is insane versus the Prankist deck as well. So you can snipe Pandemonium and Stamina Phase. Same goes for DD Crow. This actually came up for me quite a lot, like Banisher Pandemonium.
Yeah, also against Flunder, like because the trap only made phase.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just snipe. They most of them don't really set stuff.
Yeah, most of the time they only set one, or maybe in Book of One as well.
Yeah.
Like if they set one, you can just snipe the trap in Stamina. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of this format because I side this in. You can side this in versus Swordsoul. You can side it in the mirror match. I also do it because it just trades for one for one.
DDD too.
Yeah, DDD call spell and traps. You just insta win.
Because it doesn't out the monster usually because it's in defense, but then it outs the skills plus their
they have like
their
the
brain
field
control
well.
and the field spell. So like.
Yeah, and in the mirror match, they like most people I noticed still summon Fleur in attack all the time, and Shisho must be in attack most of the time because it's like 1000 defense. So you just call monsters and they have to Fleur. You have to go for the 1-for-1, and then the Shisho just gets rid of. You just out it with like either your Bravery or Vishuda.
Yeah, and if you like baited the gate and they didn't have a way to get Rise in your turn and make the Baron again, then the gate's already gone. So like this paired with a hand trap sometimes is also enough.
Yeah.
So it's another card that pairs well.
Yeah, and it's still like a lot of back row stuff.
Yeah, and then call like
Carabao.
just a 4th cross out, I guess, for going first.
Yeah, we were maining that, and then we were sliding 1 imperm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maining the call by.
Yeah.
We swapped that
we
for
swapped
the
that because
second
it just seemed more like correct in 60 to have like just more. I just also want more hand traps, so like in the main. Yeah, deck works very well. It's very fun to play, very rewarding as well because, like I said, the combos just they end on like good fields, but nothing like game ending most of the time. You just play to not die, and then the turn after you just kill them because you have so much like recovery. But just the fields it makes is of course very good. Like it's always like 3-4 interrupts. If you have Ashuna Axis, it's more because you have Herald too. So big fan of this deck.
Cards and stuff. So you most often pair
Yeah,
for like 1 or 2
and it plays
hand
so
traps.
well into hand traps with cards like all the extenders and Vessel. So yeah, big fan. I don't like the format like, in general, but I think this deck is very fun to play.
Agreed.
Alright, cool.
No.
Solid. Shoutouts to Team Jobber, Raphael's
Yeah.
Cardmarket, Suffer's Twitch,
Yeah,
YouTube.
Herman Hanson,
Herman
the
Hanson.
other WAF guys. That's it.
Right?
Yeah, Met is for the Luster Dragons.
Yeah, for sure. He goes spiced.
Right, it has been a fun weekend. We have earned our rest. Thank you guys for watching. More deck profiles will follow very soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Chopping.